Hey, it's just me today. Jason's out for the week, but I thought I'd jump on and share a little from an incredible YPO business event I went to this morning. It was moderated by Daniel Street, who's with the World Bank, and he did an incredible job with an interview with two incredible people. One is Henrietta Fore, who is the outgoing CEO of UNICEF, who herself was a YPOer originally when she started her career, so that was kind of a nice tie. And also Tom Hurley, who is with currently with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So it was just a phenomenal conversation around kind of the intersect between business, philanthropy, and government. Lots of great stuff. But the thing I kind of wanted to hone in on today for Inside the Arena was when Henrietta made the comment that with COVID, they obviously had to adjust, as did the entire world, to how do you manage the volume of people, your staff globally, and UNICEF, of course, is in every country in the world, during those unprecedented times. And one of the things that she said, which was really true, was they had to trust their team, right? They had to kind of empower each and every individual, because suddenly their workforce was also parents who became teachers, who became caregivers, everything changed. So they really had to trust that their folks were going to get the work done at some point, as it was all unfolding during the way that how they structured their days and their weeks. And, it's interesting to me because I'm hoping that so many companies learn that lesson that you can. I know for us at G, that's how we started in 2005, mostly because of Jason and I's own backgrounds. I'd always been an entrepreneur. And, for me going into university as a young woman, I remember feeling just so liberated that I got to control my own schedule. I got to kind of work when I was inspired, rest when I needed to, play when I needed to, whatever it was, and you kind of just get your work done was really all that was required, right? So very much feeling like I was being treated like an adult. And then what I thought was so ironic is then when you entered the workforce, suddenly you had kind of all this oppression. You had to be sitting at your desk for 40 hours a week, or, people were kind of looking over your shoulder. And yet really you were more of a professional, would have had more experience than you would have, as a student. And yet, you suddenly had very different limitations on how you got to use your time and what worked best for you in your own style. So for us, right out of the get-go, part of it was, of course, we were attracting young parents who had very funky schedules with, how well did you sleep through the night, all those kinds of things. But just in general, really, just the idea for both of us as individuals who were working very hard was just get your shit done, right? I don't care if you work from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. or, midnight to 2, whatever it is. Do what you need to do that works for you and your lifestyle, and that's that. And I remember, especially through YPO, which is a business organization that we've been a part of for years, more than a decade now, I think. Not every business leader thinks that way, right? There was definitely this sense of, can you trust your people to do that? And for us, I guess it always came down to, if you don't trust them, then you're not hiring very well, and that's on you. Because lots of people can do most of the jobs that are in your company, for the most part, right? There's multiple people who have these kinds of skills. So what you're really hiring for after you've narrowed down skills is cultural fit. So whatever you're looking for that fits your particular team and company culture and values, ethos, mission, all of that should be a tie, at the very least, where you have a relationship that you can trust them to do their work. So for us, it was always really straightforward. I don't think, I was bold enough to say that to people when they questioned us, where now I feel very confident in saying that. And I guess I'm really hoping that, that COVID has shown, particularly big traditional businesses, I think startups are a lot more nimble and flexible, but, bigger brands and bigger businesses that don't tend to give employees that flexibility or freedom that through COVID they've learned they can, and they'll actually be a lot better off for it. So that was my little insights for today from Inside the Arena.